and as far away as Spain and Great Britain. I mean, that is a scary, dangerous thing.
Were you a supporter of the Iraq War? Were you a supporter of Afghanistan? Were you a supporter of the weapons of mass destruction? We got to go find it, and we spend trillions of dollars.
Well, obviously, hindsight's 2020, but I believe prior to George Bush going in, that we didn't need to do that.
That was your position.
That was my position from the very beginning, because we had already set up no-fly zones. We could have tightened up the no-fly zones and restricted Iraq there, and just economically worked on them. I'll harken back to Colin Powell. He said, "You go into Afghanistan, you go into Iraq, you own it. You've got to own it." And I can remember on one occasion, I believe it was Colin Powell, General Powell, said, "Look, you think about this. Is the leader of Iraq a vicious, murdering, terrible guy? Yes, but it takes a vicious, murdering, terrible guy to control that country. So if you take him out, who do you replace him with? Because you're not going to change the culture just because you can bomb it to pieces." Well, you see the aftermath of that. So I truly believe we should have left him in control, shut down and control the no-fly zones, and even shrunk that and made him an island in that Middle East until he capitulated, and for world peace, or at least world economic peace.
How different is that? If you're saying you needed somebody that vicious to be able to control that island, how different is that than Iran? Because even some, you can call them a woke right, or people that are isolationists who are not supportive of this, some of them are saying, well, we screwed up there, we should leave these guys alone anyways. They already, they don't treat their people well, but the same thing happened with Saddam. Why are we getting involved? What do you say to that?
I didn't see Saddam Hussein reaching out and trying to attack, everybody, other than
Iran.
He skirmished with Iran.
I was living there when he was bombing us.
And there was problems with Afghanistan. But he was not attacking outwardly like we have seen out of Iran.
And you're talking about like the proxy militaries that Iran uses, the Houthis, the Hezbollah, and Saddam wasn't doing that.
That's correct.
So that's your biggest thing.
That's it.
Out of curiosity, 54 years, you've been the sheriff of Polk County. You're probably one of the most decorated, well-respected sheriffs in all of America, quoted, respected. People want more people like you. I'm sure a lot of counties wish you can retire from Polk County and go to their county to make it even safer. Have you ever experienced any terrorist attacks, any terrorist threats in the county you're part of? Was there anything that happened that was linked to terrorist attacks?
Do you know, we work a lot of intelligence, and we work with our federal and state partners, and we have prevented things like that. We see what I call microcosms of people that have that attitude, and quite frankly, I think it is encouraged by social media of today. But as compared to what you see potentially in major cities, no. So the question is, why not? Well, we have a robust intelligence system. We have a real-time crime center. We're connected with all the state and federal folks that do intelligence. And our goal is to, if you see something, hear something, say something. We not only say that for the constituents to us at the sheriff's office, but if we see something or hear something, we say something to our colleagues. So the goal is to prevent that from occurring. So we've not had a major event in our community, which is now almost 1 million people.
So that's a good-sized county. Have you had any major fraud like some of these cities you're hearing about, Minneapolis, some of the fraud that's happened? And if you have had it, how do you deal with it? Because you were just on yesterday, I believe, just 17 hours ago, talking about a conspiracy theorist who thought the earth was flat. Did he kill somebody or try to kill somebody? I think this was just yesterday.
Yes. No, he didn't kill anyone, but he truly believed that the earth, we call them flatlanders. He truly thinks the earth is flat, but he's a nut job. The reality of it is, all of these terrorists, all of these people who do this outrageous thing is crazy. Normal people don't kill people. Normal people don't want to blow up buildings. Normal people don't want to attack our country. So those are all dangerous folks, but they're not, as we say in Polk County, they're not just right. They got a hitch in their giddy up.
They got to hit you in the giddy up.
That's right.
And what does that mean?
That means they're crazy,
They're crazy.
stone cold crazy.
So how do you filter stone cold crazy versus regular people? Do you look at patterns? Is there certain things you notice? You've been in this business for a while.
Well, past conduct is a clear indicator of future behavior.
Got it.
So people who are disruptive, that are criminals, that are threatening in the past, until they do something that we can deal with them in prison, they're going to do the same thing in the future.
Got it. So maybe culturally it's a different thing. By the way, your style, do you believe in publicly humiliating criminals to make sure that same behavior doesn't replicate? Because, just recently, I want to show this clip, Rob, with one of the judges in Florida that the governor called out. And if you want to pull this one up, Rob, and Governor DeSantis comes out, calls this person out. He's asking for the impeachment of this judge because this judge that we're talking about, there was a situation where she released a child rapist. While on bail, he raped, tortured, and killed a 5-year-old girl. This judge, Tiffany Baker, releases the individual. Here's what the Governor DeSantis had to say about it. Go for it, Rob.
I appreciate the legislature for passing this, but I will just say to my friends in the Florida House of Representatives, I don't think what you've done is enough. You have the power and you have sufficient numbers in your chamber to impeach this judge, Tiffany Baker. Until you start holding these judges accountable, they are going to continue to find ways to benefit the criminal element. This was an outrage. This was such an easy call to make sure that this guy was put behind bars, and this judge refused to do it, knowing the risks, and the result has obviously been a tragedy. So Florida Constitution vests the House of Representatives with the ability to bring an impeachment against a circuit judge with 2/3 majority. Last time I checked, we've got way more than 2/3 of Republicans. Honestly, I think some Democrats would vote to impeach given what happened in this case.
There's a lot of judges like this in America.
Oh, there really are.
How do you deal with these guys?
When you see that, I don't know how she sleeps at night, because this person had been convicted.
Mm-hmm.
She had all the authority in the world to remand him into custody until sentencing, and she didn't. She let him walk out on bond, and that child is dead. I'm a big fan of the governor. He's a friend of mine. He has done remarkable work in this state. We're a safer state. The people in this state are safe. It is not only the free state of Florida, but it is the safe state of Florida.